The Separatist alliance was a powerhouse in the Clone Wars and was meant to serve as an elaborate distraction for Palpatine's power plays. But what if the Confederacy actually won the war?
It looks like an invasion fleet, sir. We're caught out here in the open.
Now, for this theory, we're going to go with the scenario where Dooku survived, as he's definitely the figurehead of the Separatists, and his death was really the final nail in the coffin. So, after Palpatine is kidnapped and held above Coruscant, Dooku learns that he's planning to replace him with a young Skywalker. For this reason, Dooku betrays Palpatine and somehow manages to kill him. As well as this, we'll say that Obi-Wan and Anakin are also killed aboard the ship. This leaves the Republic in chaos with a major power vacuum. Dooku would likely use his forces to seize vital Republic assets, particularly the cloning facilities on Kamino and the hyperspace lanes. The Republic would likely struggle to combat this, as Dooku would be acting alone without being dictated to by Palpatine, making him far less predictable, and the Republic would be under tremendous pressure from the Delegation of 2000 to sue for peace after Palpatine's death. Now, the Republic military would be in a form of deadlock, with no fresh troops coming from Kamino and supply drops not being able to reach those in need. Essentially, the war effort would completely crumble. For this reason, the Confederacy would likely be able to quickly overrun the core worlds and the Republic would be forced to surrender. Following the Confederacy's victory, the Republic would likely be disbanded and replaced with the Confederacy, with Dooku as its head of state, Grievous as the head of its military, and the Council will be given prime positions in the Senate. I also believe that the Jedi will be given the option to join Dooku due to his past with them, and they would likely deny, which would most probably end in them being killed off again. The government under the Confederacy would likely be very different to the Republic. Dooku would likely take a no-nonsense stance against insurrections. For example, if a pro-Republic world refuses to pay reparations to the Separatists, Dooku will likely release Grievous along with hordes of droids to beat them into submission, ensuring the Confederacy's will is enforced. Now, the biggest problem with the Separatists winning the war isn't Dooku or even Grievous. I mean, Dooku probably wouldn't even be that bad of a leader, and Grievous would be kept on a very short leash. No, the big problem is the High Council. Now, these business tycoons are going to be at the top of the galaxy, and they're almost definitely going to abuse this power until their heart's content. They can blockade systems at free will to bully them into unfavourable trade deals. These companies will also have a lot of sway in the new Senate. Actual democracy could likely be overturned by their wishes, and any criminal activity that they're involved in will just be overlooked because they technically will own the authorities, such as the droids. I highly doubt that Dooku would do anything about this, as he knows how essential these big companies are in order to maintain his new regime. Now, here's where it gets really bad. Businesses are competitive, and in the Separatist High Council, many of the members are going to do whatever it takes to increase their profits. These companies, like the Trade Federation, will likely undercut one another and use all manner of dirty tricks to beat their competitors, without any intervention from the government or any restrictions. The problem is, without anyone to regulate the businesses, this competition would get out of hand, potentially even leading to conflict. The only thing that led to this group of galactic elites coming together was the idea of mutual gain. Now that's gone, they're just further competition for one another. The thing that held the CIS together was the heavy financial backing, or they would have just been another squabbling group of bureaucrats like the Republic. However, when the financial backers turn on one another, it becomes far more complex. I believe the Confederacy would just be as bureaucratic as the Republic was before them. However, companies would be pulling the strings. The galaxy would be far more corrupt, as the wishes of the few at the top are enforced to cement their power plays. Ethics would take a back seat, with brutal practices such as slavery returning, all in the name of making more credits for the few, whilst majority of the galaxy's residents would struggle to get by. But what do you think? Do you believe that this would happen if the Separatists won? Do you believe that the huge companies would rule the galaxy, ripping it apart in a financial free-for-all? Or do you think that Dooku would actually be a good leader and bring about an age of prosperity for the galaxy? Thanks for watching. Please put your opinions and scenarios below, as I found this to be a particularly interesting subject. Also, please say if you think this would be better than the Empire, because I'm curious to know. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.